Ever wondered what it takes to become a soldier, marine, or elite operative? What pushes these trainees to their limits, both mentally and physically? And what kind of mind-bending exercises prepare them for the unimaginable? Get ready to witness feats of strength, endurance, and resilience that will leave you asking one question: how do they do it? Welcome to the world of the craziest military training exercises, a journey into the extraordinary. The first training exercise we're about to delve into is known as hand grenade hot potato. You might be familiar with the game Hot Potato, where players form a circle, passing an object to one another while music plays. The player left holding the object when the music stops gets eliminated. However, in China, a unique variation of this game is incorporated into military training. Here, instead of using a harmless potato, they employ a live hand grenade. In this version, if you're the one holding the grenade when the music stops, the consequences are far more dire than losing a game. It could cost you your life. When the music suddenly stops, the soldier must quickly toss the live hand grenade into a designated pit to prevent a catastrophic explosion. This high-stakes exercise is designed to train soldiers to perform effectively under intense pressure. Leaked videos of this training haven't shown any reported injuries, but it raises questions about potential risks. This rigorous training underscores concerns among US politicians about China's military capabilities. Handling a live grenade suggests soldiers can handle the pressure of a war zone, yet elite special forces must also demonstrate exceptional toughness. Hence, there's a training exercise where soldiers break concrete slabs on their heads. This practice is observed both in China and South Korea. You might wonder, why would soldiers subject themselves to such an unusual task? Part of the rationale behind this exercise is to draw inspiration from techniques employed by monks. Monks have the ability to endure pain through such practices. By emulating this, soldiers aim to condition themselves to remain stoic even in the face of injury on the battlefield. Moreover, some argue that there's an element of showcasing involved. Both the Chinese and South Korean militaries incorporate this jaw-dropping display of resilience to demonstrate their unwavering toughness. It serves as a means of instilling fear and intimidation in potential adversaries. Just envision entering a war zone alongside individuals who can shatter bricks on their heads. During training, the Chinese army is renowned for its martial arts demonstrations, underscoring their belief that even without conventional weapons, they possess the capability to overcome nearly any opposing force in the world. Now, let's explore the unique military training exercise known as Cobra Gold. Conducted in Thailand with the participation of troops from South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, and the United States. This exercise is most notably characterized by US troops drinking cobra blood directly from the snake's mouth, despite the cobra's deadly venom. Cobra Gold also features underwater assault and landmine destruction courses, along with firearms training. This extreme ritual is designed to prepare soldiers for wilderness survival, teaching them essential skills like foraging for jungle plants and insects. Drinking cobra blood serves as a last resort for sustenance. Overseen by a royal Thai military general, the training emphasizes that cobra blood can be a life-saving substitute for water in the jungle. While this practice may seem terrifying, it could prove crucial in the harsh jungle environment. Even the most resilient Marines sometimes struggle with the fear of handling live cobras during this task. If you were stranded in the jungle, would you risk dehydration or opt for cobra blood as a survival measure? Now, let's turn our attention to an even more perilous military training regimen, one conducted by the Russian military. The Russian military is renowned for its exceptional toughness and resilience. Within their ranks, there exists an elite special force known as the Spetsnaz unit, and during their training, they engage in a rather unconventional practice, shooting each other in the chest. Trainees don protective body armor while their commanders take aim at their center mass. The purpose of this unusual exercise is to instill confidence in these soldiers when facing terrorist-controlled situations. They must become accustomed to the possibility of bullets whizzing past their heads, preparing them for the high-stress scenarios they may encounter. In another challenging drill, trainees are tasked with returning fire, aiming at each other's heads, but narrowly missing their exposed faces. Furthermore, in a separate exercise, a trainee must maintain focus on shooting targets while enduring distractions. Trainers pushing them and shouting in their ears, all while bullets are fired dangerously close to their hearing. This intense training aims to replicate the chaos of real-life combat situations, where gunfire may erupt from all directions. It may be incredibly stressful, yet it effectively hones their battlefield readiness. I believe one of the most incredibly challenging military units is the Philippine Navy SEALs, primarily because they endure a grueling test known as Drunk Hell Week. During this rigorous phase, they undergo a week without sleep, receiving only 1 hour of rest each day. While the average person typically requires around 63 hours of sleep per week, these individuals get just 7 hours during Drunk Hell Week. Additionally, they engage in demanding physical exercises daily, including a non-stop 6-mile run and target practice. To further intensify the ordeal, they must swim a staggering 18 miles. What sets this trial apart, however, is that they must perform all these tasks while under the influence of alcohol, continuously consuming large amounts of liquor throughout the week. This impairs their ability to aim accurately, exacerbates exhaustion, and thus earns its apt name, Drunk Hell Week. It's important to note that anyone who passes out during the challenging period will not successfully complete Hell Week and will not be admitted into the Philippine Navy SEALs. Now, let's explore a highly intimidating military exercise that incorporates elements of fire. Belarus boasts a reputation for having an exceptionally resilient military force, particularly considering its status as the last dictatorship in Europe. The Belarusian forces are known for undertaking a formidable challenge known as the Firewalk. This grueling assault course is laden with flames, requiring participants to navigate through blazing sections and, on occasion, break bricks set ablaze using their heads. The Belarusian Special Forces have a history of involvement in covert operations, including the controversial assassination of opposition politicians. Another equally feared military unit is the UK Royal Marines, renowned for their rigorous training regimen that spans 32 weeks. Among the most demanding segments of this training is the infamous mud run. During this phase, Marines find themselves utterly exhausted and caked in foul-smelling mud as they traverse a 20-mile course. The mud's consistency is so thick that it severely hampers their movement. Additionally, they must grapple with the challenge of lifting exceptionally heavy logs while submerged in the mire. This challenging exercise is designed to foster teamwork, enhance their physical strength, and strengthen their cohesion as a unit. Now, let's delve into yet another highly intense military exercise that can be particularly terrifying if you have a fear of drowning. This demanding routine is conducted by the US Navy SEALs and is famously known as drown-proofing. Drown-proofing is an exceptionally challenging exercise that pushes participants to their limits. US Navy SEALs have their arms and legs securely tied before being plunged into a pool of water. Once immersed, they must maintain buoyancy by bobbing in the water for a duration of 5 minutes. Subsequently, They are required to float for an additional 5 minutes and then swim a distance of 100 meters, all the while contending with their restrained limbs. The ultimate test involves diving to the pool's bottom to retrieve an object using only their teeth. However, the intensity escalates significantly at this point. An instructor leaps into the pool and initiates aggressive interactions with the participants, simulating combative drowning scenarios. Even if individuals did not previously fear drowning, this training can undoubtedly instill a newfound apprehension. It's no wonder that the Navy SEALs maintain such a stringent selection process, with only a 9.5% pass rate, given the extreme challenges they face during drown-proofing. Now it's your turn to share your perspective. Feel free to comment below and let us know which military training exercise you found to be the most astonishing or extreme. If you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.